Okay. Pretty difficult to have an opening statement because it's been a while since we played a game like that. So not a very good feeling. They beat us in all phases. I thought physically they played extremely hard. We didn't match the intensity. Felt like we got pushed around. We were not able to run the ball. They ran the ball. They made competitive plays, outcoached us, outplayed us in every area. So overall, just very deflating victory, defeat. They kicked our butts.
Questions?
Josh Moore, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, I know you shook up the routine. I don't know. I guess start with Will. With him, what was up tonight? It just seemed like he never was really on. Most of the game.
He was definitely not comfortable. I think they, do a nice job of mixing some things up. I thought he went back to pressing, rushing some things, forcing the issue right from early in the game. So, it's not just him. We didn't play very good anywhere.
John Hale.
Mark, I think you said on your radio show earlier this week that you thought they had learned from that Chattanooga game what happens when you have a letdown performance. Was this more of that, or was there something else going on tonight?
I really don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it. I felt like we had good preparation. I think you have to give them credit. They were very physical. We knew that coming into it. You look at their defense and the way they mix it up, the way they put pressure on you. I knew that coming into it, and they did. And and then for us, on the other side of the ball, for us defensively, just completely didn't seem like we made one competitive play, at least down the field. Some of our guys up front maybe did some good things, but anytime they throw as efficiently as they did, they ran it just enough to keep us off balance, but they moved the chains. And, when you give up we have 4 turnovers, when you have to turn the ball over like that against an offense like this and on the road, you got no shot. So just overall, no good across the board.
Larry Vaught.
Mark, did it surprise you the lack of physicalness by your defense? It seemed like the Mississippi State ran through a lot of tackles or just ran by your guys an awful lot tonight.
Yeah, it did. Very frustrating. And I just said that to the team that, that's very uncharacteristic, and that's not going to happen. We may lose, we may get beat, but I didn't like the intensity that we played with, the physicality that we played with. I felt like we were pushed around, and that's not a good feeling.
Derek Terry.
Mark, you guys rotated a lot of defensive guys in, even early in the game, guys maybe haven't played a ton of snaps this year. Was that just matchup based or some other reason for that?
Yeah, we just we're getting really thin. We're getting really thin, and some of it was matchup. With putting JJ in there inside and just bodies. And Jordan Wright got hurt. I think it was the first half, but just getting thin.
John Clay.
Mark, Chris Rodriguez with the fumbles. Is he dealing with anything physically, or do you think it's just gotten into his head at this point?
He was dealing with something this week, but no excuses. I think with the fumble, there was a combination of things on that play. We got blown up at tackle, pressure in the backfield. The handoff looked a little high, but not very good.
Josh Moore.
But Mark, with their sorry if you can't hear me, with their quarterback I mean, I know some of the one-on-one stuff there and the tackles, but was there anything in particular that he was doing besides, I mean, his completion rate, I mean, it was really high.
Yeah, it was exceptionally high. I did a really nice job of holding in the pocket. He hit just enough down the seams to hurt us with some explosives. And then they did a really nice job of hitting some check downs and running through us, physically there on the perimeter as well.
John Hale.
Mark, at halftime on the broadcast, Mike Leach said that you guys were simulating their snap count, which was the reason for all the false starts. Was there anything to that?
No, you're not allowed to simulate their snap count.
Larry Vaught.
Yeah, talk a little about the punt return that Josh Ali had, but then he wasn't much of a factor in the passing game. What was the reason for that, Mark?
Well, it's hard to put your finger on it why he wasn't more of a factor in the pass game. I think, as I mentioned this week, coming back, you'd like to see him be at full tilt, but anytime you're coming back from a knee injury and you're playing wide receiver, I think it's hard to be at full speed and have that complete 100% trust. In the first game back, hopefully he'll feel better and better. Need to probably watch the film there, Larry, to get a more accurate assessment of his play at wide receiver. But that was certainly a big play for us early with the punt return, and I knew we would need it. Some plays, and certainly we needed some turnovers, and we didn't get that this year. With that offense, you got to have, some stops, get a tip, get a deflection, get a strip. We didn't get any of that, but the punt return helped. And then obviously on the other side of the ball, us turning it over, giving to them, very, very bad combination there.
John Wong.
Mark, on the fourth down, when you decided to kick it, you hadn't stopped them all day. What was going through your mind in terms of that decision?
Wasn't ready to give up at that point. I mean, we try to get a stop, and nothing really worked, John. At that point, if we give it up, then it's a complete give up. If we don't get the first down, it's over.
Nick.
The air raid, quote unquote, actually outran you all. What went wrong in the rushing game, both offensively and defensively?
They were more physical than us. They ran it 35 times. That's definitely probably a record, for Mike in his time at Mississippi State, but a lot of that had to do with the game. They were killing the clock late and running it effectively, keeping us off balance. We didn't have a lot of good answers. So, they did a lot better job, and they were a lot more physical. So for us, we didn't have a lot of plays. When you're turning it over that many times, when we're letting them possess the ball, it's just, again, put it all together, and it's not very good.
John Clay.
Mark, as you said, it's been a while since you've had a game like this. How do you want this particular team to react to this coming week? Do you want them to be angry? Do you want them to put their heads down and just go back to work? What do you want to see this week?
Well, I mean, we have to address it. We just did. I mean, that's not a good feeling. And I don't want to have a football team like this. And I don't think these guys want to play that way. That's not who we're going to be. That's not going to be our identity. And, we'll get back to work and get it fixed and make sure we get the right guys out on the field that want to continue to play like we play.
John Wong.
Mark, you're usually very good at predicting how your team is going to come out. You said how great a week of practice they had. Was there any indication at all that they would pull the stud?
No, I think it's how you react. We have an opportunity to come out. We go ahead 10-0 and feel like you're playing decent. And then, the wheels come off with turnovers and not moving the ball. And bad things happen, and it's how you react to it. And we didn't react to it very good.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jaquez Jones is with us. If you got questions for Jaquez, go ahead and raise your hand. John Hale.
Jaquez, Coach Stoops said all week that he thought you guys were practicing really well. How does a performance like this come from, 2 good weeks of preparation? Did you see it coming?
Not really. It kind of hurt. We got to give it to Mississippi State. They came out, they were more physical. They had the most energy, and they just came out with that, and we didn't respond.
Josh Moore.
Credited with 18 tackles. I don't know if that number's right, but did it feel like you guys were on the field a lot? Like, did that weigh on you guys?
A little bit. That's on the defense, though. We got to get more 3 and outs. We got to get off the field quicker. We were on the field way too long, and that's something we got to go in Monday and fix it. We got to get off the field.
Larry Vaught.
Yeah, John Case, well, why do you think it seemed like there were either a lot of missed tackles or the runner or receiver still got value for 3 or 4 or 5 yards after the tackle was made? What was going on there, do you think, so much tonight?
Really just missed tackle. We can't, that's on us, because this past 2 weeks that we know what we had to do, plant, drive, vice tackle, and we didn't do that. And once you let the first man miss and they get the 5-6 extra yard, that's when they're offense get the rolling.
Nick Roush.
What do you guys have to do now that you've lost 2 in a row in the last 3 weeks to make sure that it stops next Saturday against Tennessee?
I think we just gotta take a step back and look at ourselves. Like Coach Stoops said, look at ourselves in the mirror and say what can we do to get better and make sure that's our last game losing.
John Hale.
Of course, obviously there was so much talk about their passing game going into this, but they had a lot of success running the ball. Did that surprise you all? And what does that say about the way you all played on defense?
Really, like I said earlier, they just came out and were more physical. We was expecting drop back. I think LSU, they ran the ball a lot, and I can't say we knew they had a run scheme, but like I said, they were more physical, and we weren't.
John Wong.
What is your mood right now? What is the mood of the team? What was it like in the locker room afterwards? Were they mad? Were they just, what was going through their mind?
I don't think we were mad. Anytime you lose a game, we're mad, but we know what we could do. We know what we could do. We just got to get back to work.
Larry Vaught.
Yeah, Chris, there wasn't a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback tonight. Was that good offensive line play by Mississippi State or something not right by the Kentucky defense?
Their offensive line, they were blocking good. We had some plays where we sending and we didn't get there. So, I got to give it up to the offensive line.
Time for one more if anybody's got one. All right, Jaquez Thompson's with us. If you have questions for Wandale, go ahead and raise your hand. Lonnie, you're up first. You're on mute, Lonnie. No, he took you. There, hold on. You're on mute, Lonnie. Still.
No, he's
there
not.
you go. Now talk.
Wandale, like the last couple of weeks, it appears that the offense is going somewhat stagnant. In other words, what are they doing to you all, slow you all down? Things you like to do offensively.
I believe your question was, what were they doing to slow us down?
Yeah, what's been happening?
I mean, really, we just have to get our run game going. That's something that we have to start up front, and then it comes out to us at the receiver spots and just being able to make plays on the outside. So at the end of the day, that's really what it is. It's us on executing and doing our jobs.
Josh Moore.
Yeah, I know you get a lot of stuff dialed up for you in particular, but is there anything to, why are you the only guy that Will can really consistently find?
I mean, I really tell you. I mean, he has reads in his progressions, and whatever he sees, he throws, and it's kind of how whatever our game plan is, and whatever he's seeing out there. If he sees something and he feels like it's a matchup that I can win, then I think he's going to give me the ball. So,
John Hale.
Wandale, just what's the mood in the locker room right now? How do you all avoid, to get 2 losses in a row, this spiraling out of control?
I mean, we gotta come back and work. I mean, at the end of the day, the world's not falling. It's not over and anything like that. We still have a chance to do some things that haven't been done around here in a long time. So we just have to come back to work and practice like we haven't the past couple weeks, and just come out with a different mentality than we have. So,
Larry Vaught.
Yeah, so Wandale, maybe explain just a little bit about what mentality you think that you need to come out with that maybe you didn't tonight.
Just that aggression, just being the more dominant team, just going out there and knowing that we're going to be the more dominant team, and not letting things happen and letting things come to us. And we just have to go out there and be the aggressor. So,
and are teams playing you any different now to try to take away the big play from you?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm getting somebody over the top, and sometimes even double teams and things like that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, just got to work around it and make plays. So,
John Wong.
Wandale, you've got Josh back. You got DeMarcus coming on strong. How much is that going to help you going forward now?
I mean, I definitely think it'll help. I mean, obviously putting on film that other guys can make some catches, and it can beat you too. So it'll help me. It'll help everybody in our receiver room. It'll help the tight ends and the running backs. I think it'll help everybody. So it's just good that everybody's kind of getting involved now.
Josh Moore.
There's a lot of talk about the preparation and everybody feeling good about this week. Did you get that sense that was the case? And what, did anything feel flat today? Was there anything, kind of a letdown at all emotionally today?
I mean, it was just the outcome of the game. I mean, we had practiced for 2 weeks. We had practiced pretty well. And then just this outcome of this game, we just didn't expect it. We just got to come out hotter. So,
Larry Vaught.
Wandale, when you're playing with a quarterback who's struggling and didn't have his best game, do you talk to him some? Do you leave him alone? What do you try to do, if anything, to help him?
I mean, I'm going to give him his time to go ahead and regroup and do his thing. I know how I am after games like this. I don't really want to be talked to or things like that. So just letting him do his thing. And then once Monday comes, just letting him know that we all have his back, and everybody, and he knows that we all got his back, and we're going to do whatever we need to do to make sure that he's better and that we're all better.
Nothing else in the queue, so we're going to let you go, Wandale. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.